The bombshell revelations come in a new book from Bob Woodward, in which President Trump says he intentionally downplayed the severity of the coronavirus in public to avoid triggering a panic. In his book, Woodward writes that on January 28th, the president's national security advisor warned him the virus outbreak in China was the biggest national security threat you will face in your presidency. In audio excerpts released by the Washington Post, the president revealing to Woodward on February 7th a surprising level of detail.
It goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. You just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. This is deadly stuff.
3 days later, he was saying this publicly.
In theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. I hope that's true.
And this on February 26th.
You do certain things that you do when you have the flu. I mean, view this the same as the flu.
On March 19th, in another taped conversation with Woodward, admitting he was deliberately downplaying the danger.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
The president, by his own admission in private on the record, acknowledged the depth of this crisis and yet told the American people something very different. How is that, at its core, not an abject betrayal of the public trust?
The president has always been clear-eyed with the American people.
The president today defending his comments.
We don't want to instill panic. We don't want to jump up and down and start shouting that we have a problem that is a tremendous problem, scare everybody. And I'll tell you the other thing, we immediately started buying all over the world. We started buying masks and gowns and everything else, and we don't want to cause pricing to go up.
This afternoon, Dr. Anthony Fauci saying the president was not misleading.
When we would get up in front of the press conferences, which were very, very common after our discussions with the president, he really didn't say anything different than we discussed when we were with him.
But Joe Biden blasting the president's comments as a dereliction of duty.
He knew how dangerous it was. And while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose. It was a life and death betrayal of the American people.
Meantime, the Trump administration today announced the withdrawal of 2,200 U.S. troops from Iraq by the end of this month. It follows a decision to remove around 4,000 U.S. troops from Afghanistan, cutting troop levels in both countries by half in time for the election.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.